The Great Emu War, Australia's strangest defeat. Welcome back to the Stuffed Capsicum Bedtime Stories. Tonight, we dive into one of the most bizarre and fascinating chapters in Australia's history. A tale so strange it almost seems like fiction. But it's all true. In 1932, Australia found itself in the midst of a war. A war not against another country, but against a large flock of emus. Armed soldiers, machine guns, and a desperate government. Yet the emus emerged victorious. This is the story of the Great Emu War. Welcome back to the Stuffed Capsicum, the channel that's all about blending knowledge and delightful surprises. Hey there, I'm Capsy, your guide on this captivating journey of exploration and learning. At the Stuffed Capsicum, we believe in the power of diverse ingredients, just like a stuffed capsicum. With a mix of randomness, variety, and a sprinkle of AI magic, we serve up a wide range of informative content to satisfy your curiosity. From fascinating facts to mind-blowing discoveries, we're committed to delivering true and interesting information that caters to a global audience. So join me, Capsy, as we embark on an enticing adventure filled with educational and entertaining videos that will leave you pleasantly surprised and eager for more. The background. The story begins in the early 1930s. A time when Australia was facing significant challenges. The country was in the grip of the Great Depression, and the government was struggling to support its citizens. To boost the economy and provide for returning World War I veterans, the government encouraged these veterans to take up farming on newly allocated land in Western Australia. Thousands of veterans settled in these rural areas, hoping to make a living by growing wheat and raising livestock. However, they soon found themselves facing a new and unexpected challenge. One that would become the centerpiece of this strange tale. Enter the emus, large, flightless birds native to Australia. Standing over 6 feet tall and capable of running at speeds up to 50 kilometers per h, 31 miles per hour. Emus are formidable creatures. In the early 1930s, they were on the move, migrating from the inland regions to the coast in search of food and water. The arrival of the emus. As the emus moved towards the coast, they encountered the farmland of the veterans. For the emus, these fields were a buffet of delicious crops, and they quickly began to feast. But for the farmers, this was a disaster. The emus devoured wheat, trampled crops, and destroyed fences meant to keep livestock in and pests out. The damage was catastrophic. The farmers tried everything they could to protect their crops, but the sheer number and persistence of the emus made it an impossible task. The situation grew increasingly dire, and the farmers, at their wits' end, turned to the government for help. The military steps in. Faced with this unprecedented crisis, the government decided to take drastic action. In November 1932, the military was called in to deal with the emu problem. The operation was to be led by Major G.P.W. Meredith of the Royal Australian Artillery, who was given 2 soldiers, 2 Lewis machine guns, and 10,000 rounds of ammunition to carry out the task. The plan seemed simple. Use the military's firepower to cull the emus and protect the crops. But as we'll soon see, things didn't go according to plan. The battle begins. On November 2, 1932, the operation began. The soldiers set up their machine guns near Campion, where the emus were most concentrated. As the first flock of emus approached, the soldiers opened fire. But the emus, instead of panicking, scattered in all directions, making it nearly impossible to target them effectively. The emus proved to be incredibly resilient and surprisingly strategic. They would move in small groups, making it difficult for the soldiers to take down more than a few at a time. In some cases, the machine guns jammed and the soldiers were left helpless as the emus continued their assault on the crops. Over the course of the next few days, the soldiers tried different tactics. They attempted ambushes, chased the emus with vehicles, and even set traps. But the emus, with their speed and agility, managed to outsmart their human adversaries at every turn. The aftermath. After several days of relentless but ineffective efforts, it became clear that the military operation was a failure. The soldiers managed to kill only a small fraction of the emu population, while the rest continued to wreak havoc on the farmlands. The press had a field day with the news, and the story of the Great Emu War became a national embarrassment. The military withdrew, leaving the farmers to fend for themselves. In the end, the emus had won. The Great Emu War is often remembered as a bizarre and humorous chapter in Australian history. But for the farmers involved, it was a serious and desperate struggle to protect their livelihoods. While the military may have lost the battle, the emus, resilient and adaptable, continued to thrive in their natural environment. Lessons learned. Today, the Great Emu War serves as a reminder of the unpredictable and sometimes absurd challenges that nature can present. It also highlights the resilience of Australia's wildlife and the complexities of managing human-wildlife conflicts. While the events of 1932 may have ended in defeat for the humans, they also sparked important conversations about wildlife management and conservation. Today, Australia takes a more measured approach to managing its unique and diverse wildlife populations, recognizing the importance of coexistence. Conclusion. The Great Emu War remains one of the most peculiar and unforgettable episodes in Australia's history. It's a story that reminds us of the unpredictability of nature, the resilience of wildlife, and the sometimes comical results of human intervention. As you drift off to sleep tonight, let this tale of the Great Emu War remind you that sometimes the smallest and most unexpected battles can leave the biggest impact on history. And that brings us to the end of another captivating journey with the stuffed capsicum. Thank you so much for joining us today and being a part of our global community of knowledge seekers. Remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our exciting videos filled with fascinating facts, surprising discoveries, and a touch of AI magic. Stay stuffed with knowledge by exploring our diverse playlists, and be sure to share your favorite videos with friends and family. We appreciate your support and can't wait to continue serving up a delectable mix of educational and entertaining content. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep those stuffed capsicums of wonder rolling.